My friends, I haven't done a face reading in like 2 months. So I felt really called to come on and do a face reading today, and I think we're going to do a you and them. And it feels weird to be sitting across from you. Whenever I do face readings, I kind of feel like I'm sitting with you, talking to you. I know that I've been doing over the head readings during the summer, but my kids have also been on summer vacation, so my schedule's been a little wonky. But yeah, I haven't seen you guys in forever. So we're going to do a you and them, and I'm going to start with animal cards. You could be dealing with a runner, because as soon as I hit record, my nose started running. But I also wanted to share with you guys and thank you, because a month ago, I hit 100,000 subscribers, which is just shocking to me. And I'm very honored for all of your support. And I'm going to get this hung on my wall eventually, but I got this to commemorate it or whatever. So my plan is to hang it somewhere here so that it's in the frame. But I just wanted to share it with you guys because you guys are my people. 111 on the timer as I said that. So yeah, today my schedule was very messed up. So I thought I'm going to do a face reading before I work out. I've been on a fitness journey, which is surprising to me because I've never been into fitness. And that's what I've been, that's what I've been focusing on. So for the past couple of months, my hair's been really sweaty, so I've not been doing face readings. But yeah, I just felt really called to come do a face reading for you today. My nose is running. Are you dealing with a runner? Are you dealing with a runner? So yeah, we're going to go into you and them, starting with the animal cards. And let's get it. I hope you guys are doing well. Oh my gosh, I missed this. Let's get into it. So I hope you all had a good summer wherever summer is for you, or if it is summer where you are right now. The frog! Releasing, cleansing, healing. What have you been releasing, cleansing, and healing? All right, so let's get to it. One more shuffle because I always do 3. My nose is really running. I better go catch it. I'm so lame. So let's cut the deck and we're going to look at your energy first, of course. Viewers first. Ooh, interesting. We have the tarantula. Are you working on your mission? The tarantula is one of my favorite cards, fire energy. So you could be a fire sign or you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Are you running from your mission? Is it time to get on your mission? You could be on the counterpart journey. If you are, a divine feminine, throat chakra. Maybe you have a fear of sharing your voice. My throat chakra just closed over when I said that. So this is about your life purpose. The tarantula, what's underneath? The shark. So the shark is about a truth that needs to come to the surface. So if you are at some sort of crossroads with your mission, it's possible your person is at some sort of crossroads. And when you have that little, 333 on the timer. I'm going to talk about mission work for a minute, but first I got to blow my nose. Hang on. I'm instantly energized doing a face reading. Anyway, if you are on the counterpart journey, you have a mission and it lives deep within inside of you and you can try and squash it down and ignore it. I always talk about how I went through that on my journey and I thought of every reason why I couldn't go after my mission. Nobody will watch me. I don't have anything important to say. I hate the sound of my voice, blah, blah, blah. My ego tried to stop me and I tried to squash it down. But this shark card talks about something is looming, something needs to come to the surface, and this could also be connected to your person. So yeah, mission. Join us. Let's uplift humanity. What's come over me? You excite me. At a crossroads, claiming life's purpose. That could be you. When in balance follows intuition, and I was talking about how important it is to follow your intuition. So maybe you're having a hard time following your intuition. I always talk about how intuition whispers, anxiety screams. So when I was thinking about doing this, my intuition was whispering, you could do that, you could do that, you could do that. And my anxiety was like, no, Wow. If you haven't watched Inside Out 2, you should watch it. That's a very there's powerful messages in that movie about anxiety. So when in balance, follows intuition. When out of balance, hesitates and over-intellectualizes. So especially if you're on the counterpart journey, if you're at some sort of crossroad with your mission, it's very possible that your person is mirroring that, but their crossroads has to do with you or with healing. And they could be hesitating, reaching out to you. They could be over-intellectualizing the connection. So the tarantula involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dreams. So one of those could be like negative self-talk. Yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. So you've got your intuition whispering at you. And in order to find your true happiness, you must claim your life's purpose. Yes. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. Beautiful. Mission! Let's get into it. So your energy first. My nose is still running. Are you running from your mission? I believe in you. I believe in you. And you don't actually need anybody to believe in you except yourself. So if you're looking for validations from others, their validation, you don't need it. I don't know what's come over me. All right, let's get into it. So your energy, the viewer, spirit, show me the viewer's energy. Show me the viewer's energy. Other than the tarantula, we have the buffalo, spiritual, yet spiritual and strong, spiritual and heavenly, grounded, Taurus energy, Hierophant energy, spiritual mentor. Do it. Do it. Have you missed my face? I still make those faces during the reading. It's just you can't see them. Ooh, we have the lizard. So you have some interesting energy coming out for you. We have the lizard, the buffalo, the tiger, and the butterfly. Beautiful cards. So the butterfly is about transformation. It's about you letting go of your former self, the lower vibrational version of yourself, and spreading your wings and flying. And I often talk about how the butterfly, when it hatches, it hangs on to its cocoon for a very long time because it doesn't trust that it can fly. It doesn't trust that, it doesn't even know what to do with those wings. What does it have to do? It has to follow its instincts and its intuition, because its intuition is telling it, you can fly, little butterfly, you can fly. But its old caterpillar self is saying, no, you belong on the ground. What are you thinking? So it does take a while for the butterfly to let go of the cocoon after it comes out and find the strength to fly. So this card does talk about transformation. I'm so happy it came out for you. And it talks about transition. So you could be your soul could be calling you to transition from your day job, your muggle job, to your mission. And it doesn't have to be what I do. It doesn't have to be, there's so many ways to do light work, okay? And when you are doing what makes your soul happy, what lights your soul on fire, it raises your vibration, which in turn raises the vibration of the collective. And when you're shining your light, other people pick up on that and they want to do the same. And like I said, it doesn't have to be about spirituality. It doesn't have to be about tarot. It's whatever lights your soul on fire. And if you don't know what lights your soul on fire, start exploring. And a good giveaway for what lights your soul on fire is when you're doing it, you feel energized, you feel uplifted. Like you saw me when I hit record. Also, you lose track of time. So you stop looking at the clock, you stop thinking about, oh, I got to do this and I got to do this. You lose sense of time when your soul is burning, when your soul's on fire. Yeah, so there's many, I believe that whatever lights your soul on fire is your mission. So for example, there are people out there who love cooking. Like it can be cooking, it can be whatever you love to do that just lights your soul on fire. So you could be on the spectrum here. You could be neurodivergent with the lizard. This does talk about how you may get overstimulated easily in crowds. Chances are, I believe a lot of autistic people are actually highly spiritual beings and highly intuitive and can read energy. And so you could be someone who gets overstimulated in large gatherings or crowds. And maybe you always thought it was because, I have social anxiety, which is what they told me my whole life. But really, you could be picking up on the energy of others. So when you are intuitive and an empath, and if you don't know you are, it's like you don't know what's going on, but you actually pick up on other people's energy. And that's why it can be so draining to be in like crowded places. So yeah, you could be on the spectrum, or you could be autistic. Well, same thing. So we have fire, air, fire, and earth here. But that doesn't mean my water signs are being left out. No, it doesn't. You make me happy. I need to do this more often. I'll make a deal. Every time I clean my hair, I'll try and come on and do a face reading. All right, where are you, little lizard? So instinctual, so follow your instincts. Your instincts could be telling you to do something right now. Sensitive to the subtle, so you could pick up on subtle energy. You could read energy very well. A dreamer. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. And that's true. Like you could have intuitive downloads about your future and your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing. You could have this is a love reading. Come on, spirit. But you could be having 222 on the timer. You could be having intuitive downloads about what's supposed to happen in this connection. Like maybe your intuition is telling you there's supposed to be some sort of union or they're coming back. And if you're not seeing it manifest in the 3D, that can be very confusing. That can be a mind, right? But trust your intuition. There's a very strong message here about trusting your intuition. Although this is an amazing gift, it can wear the lizard down. And that's what I mean. Like if you don't see it manifesting, but you have this inner knowing that it's supposed to happen, it can be really frustrating and confusing and you start to like gaslight yourself. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. Whisper. I'm telling you, what is your soul whispering at you right now? Listen to the whisper. Don't listen to the anxiety. Get out of here, anxiety. When in balance, artistic, telepathic, spiritual. When out of balance, non-committal. You could also be dealing with a runner, non-committal. To bring into balance a creative project. So recently it's not that I was feeling not inspired, but I was feeling like I needed to fuel that inner fire a bit more. So I actually I'll just show it to you. Hang on. So recently I bought a few art projects for myself to do. I've only started one of them. I'll get to it. But yeah, that's a good way I find creative projects a really good way to connect with your intuition because it's very meditative because you kind of, as you're doing it, you start to be able to hear your intuition and you start reflecting on things and you're so focused on the creative aspect that it really allows you to connect with yourself. So even just coloring is a good time. But look what I bought. I bought one of those, those black scratchy things Instagram got me with their ads. Those black art things? Maybe you haven't seen them on Instagram, but now you will because I'm talking about it. And you can scratch off the black stuff. Look which one I got. Big surprise. I got the Swannies. So I'm going to do that. Right now I'm working on a squirrel one. It has a moon on it, and I thought, perfect, divine feminine energy, and then it has squirrels on it. Perfect, ADHD squirrel. And also 4 squirrels, and I have 4 kids. But yeah, and I got one more thing. I'm going to show it to you. Maybe it'll inspire you to do something similar. So this is another one I ordered. Oops, Instagram got me. They knew who the target audience was, and it was me. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I have that little longhorn cow up there. And one of you bought the bigger version for me from Build-A-Bear, which I now sleep with. But I saw this and I couldn't resist, but it's a paint by numbers, and it's supposed to take 9 hours, but it's going to take me like 9 months. But look at it. I haven't started it. But if you look at all the tiny little things I need to paint. So anyway, so the reason I'm bringing it up is because the lizard talks about a creative project. So if you are feeling a little lost or a little uninspired, unable to connect with your intuition, creative project for you. Really good idea. All right, let's keep going. You know how it is, well, maybe you don't, because I think that this journey is very lonely and not all of us have friends, but you know what it's like when you haven't seen a friend in a while and you're just like, blah, blah, blah. That's what I feel like right now, even though I talk to you every day. Grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual, when in balance, trusting. So really trusting in the spiritual journey, the buffalo. Really trusting in the spiritual journey, trusting in your intuition. Spiritual ascension, Hierophant energy. When out of balance, restless. So if you're feeling restless, creative project. I'm telling you, it'll do wonders for your intuition. Like, take a step away from social media where they try and sell you things. And seriously, it's very helpful. So the buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. So if you've recently hit a bump in your road and you're feeling restless because the things that you intuitively felt were coming are not coming, it's time to focus on you, Queen of Wands energy. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time. And may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. And then you have the tiger, which is divine feminine energy. And this is really about sitting in stillness. It can be about putting up boundaries, not in this deck, but in another deck I have, the tiger represents boundaries. So you could be needing to put up boundaries, even energetic boundaries, especially if you pick up on subtle energy. But the tiger, there is nothing to fear in the stillness, is what I'm hearing. I think that's what it says. I also missed this deck. I haven't used it in like a week or something. Ease in darkness, feminine energy. So you could be sitting in the darkness right now, not sure of what's coming. So when in balance, passionate, strong, sensual, very Queen of Wands energy. When out of balance, overstimulated. And the lizard talked about being overstimulated as well. To bring into balance, candle gazing. So maybe you need to spend some time with a candle safely. Don't leave it unattended. Don't be me. The tiger hunts at night at one with the silence, fearing nothing. So if you're not embodying this energy, there's nothing to fear in the silence. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. Dang. Love the cards you got today. Love them. All right, so we're going to move over to your person now. And actually, I'm going to put these cards back in the deck in case there's any mirroring happening. So let's reshuffle this deck. Ooh, eagle. I'm about to get dorky for a minute. So this is about being thrown into the fire for the sake of their own transformation, air energy. So they could be going through some sort of karma right now. And one thing I wanted to mention is recently, a few months ago, my bestie sent me a video on eagles, one of my besties. And it was about how an eagle hits a point in their life where their claws and their beak are dull, and it prevents them from hunting, it prevents them from surviving, and they either choose to die or they choose to go through a very, what's the right word? I'm hearing extensive, but I don't think that's the right word. They go through a very hard journey where they have to remove their claws, or what's left of them. They smash their beak off. They pull out all their feathers, and then new claws, beaks, and feathers are regenerated, and they can go on to live a longer life. But not every eagle chooses that journey. So your person could be being thrown into the fire for the sake of their own transformation. That's the eagle energy. Ooh, we also have the bear. Your person could be Harry, or his name could be Harry. I'm saying Harriet, Harry. Anyway, I love the bear. It's about awakening from a spiritual slumber. So if you are being called to step into your power and you're mirroring, it'll help this person step into their power. Something's looming. Doo-doo, doo-doo. So this card talks about how we can push things down, but they're always going to resurface. And this is about a truth that needs to come to the surface. So that first card in the beginning, when that was on the bottom of the deck, it seems like that was about them. All right, let's see what's up with your person. I don't know why I said it like that. This is going to be a good reading. The golden egg and the fox in the upright. So the fox is about becoming a strong partner or mate. And in reverse, you can imagine what the fox means in reverse, because the fox is usually on cards about deception, about Seven of Swords behavior, but it's in the upright. And the golden egg shows an awakening. Very interesting. And we have the nightingale, air energy. So we have earth and air, the nightingale. So the nightingale talks about, remember how my throat closed over? So there's something they want to say, but they're feeling apprehensive about saying it. They're feeling shy about speaking up. They could feel like they have a lump in their throat. And actually, all of a sudden, I'm getting a bit of back pain, which can symbolize, if you guys ever have pains or something going on with you, look up what it means spiritually. Of course, get it checked out by a doctor, but I have been blown away by the stuff that's been going on with me physically. And when I look it up what it means spiritually, it's like very on point with my journey. So like back pain, I know, can be a lack of support. So maybe your person has a lack of support right now. They could be feeling nervous that if they reach out to you, that's not the right book. They could be feeling nervous that if they reach out to you, you know, maybe you won't want anything to do with them. Let's have a look here. Throat chakra. Message at the center of the heart, the unstruck sound. Intuition. So you have an energy of needing to trust your intuition, and so do they. So there's definitely mirroring happening here. A message that resides deep within. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned, until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. And the lizard talked about you retreating so that you can hear your intuition. 444 on the timer. So if this person is isolated, if they're in their little eggie here, it's for your own protection. I just saw 444 on the timer, and it's, you know, especially on the twin flame journey, I've started listening to, I think her YouTube is called Twin Flames Reunited. Anyway, some of the stuff she says very powerful. Also Soul Sacred Rising, I think her name is. She talks about how the awakening within the divine masculine can't happen while you're talking to them. So it needs to happen in separation. So this magical essence needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping, or chasing. So you can't force this out of someone. You can't convince them. They need to hear this themselves. They need to awaken themselves. So it feels like this person, this card also talks about they have something very heavily weighing on their heart. And it could be about how they see you as a strong partner or mate with that fox energy. It could be that they behaved in Seven of Swords energy with you. But yeah, let's get into your person's energy. So show me their person's energy. Show me their person's energy. Show me their person's energy. What? So we have the gazelle, and we have the zebra, and we have the butterfly transformation. And the cosmic egg. They've got two spiritual cards. I believe the cosmic egg, that's like world energy. So they're going through some sort of completion. Maybe cycles coming to an end. The unfolding of cosmic consciousness. Self-realization. So they're going through self-realization right now. And you can try and tell someone something about themselves, but if they're not ready to see it, they're not going to see it. So we do have the gazelle, and you can see this gazelle is grounded. It's not moving. It's like laying down. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we also have the zebra, which makes me think of temperance, also fire energy. And you can see this little activation in their intuition. The person you're connected to could be quite eccentric. They could also be on the spectrum. When I hear words like quirky and eccentric, that's kind of a giveaway. And there's a lot of people out there that are undiagnosed that don't even know. Heightened awareness, vulnerable, wanting to be feeling very vulnerable, and having a heightened awareness, having a third eye awakening. That's the gazelle, is heightened awareness. But like I talked about with this card, you can see that third eye is activating. This could be someone who's very hyper aware or hyper vigilant. Insomnia, racing mind. That's interesting. When this card appears, this is your person, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath. So there's this energy where they are taking the time to reflect. But I feel like your person is feeling quite nervous because they feel like they have to say something to you with the nightingale, and there's a lump in their throat, blocked throat chakra. And listen, a blocked throat chakra can stop someone from going after their mission. It can also stop someone from expressing their feelings to you or communicating with you. And, that's the thing out there. There's this opinion that if they wanted to, they would. But some of those people who are talking about that very black and white, if they wanted to, they would, aren't taking into account like trauma and spiritual things like chakras. I'm just saying. If you don't speak it, you store it, and that gets heavy. Blocked throat chakra. I'm going to read this to you. I'm actually going to read what it does to you. A deep energetic imbalance. And I mentioned temperance energy, which can talk about balance. Affecting self-expression, communication, the ability to speak one's truth. The shark, there's a truth here. Often caused by fear of judgment, past invalidation, or suppression of personal voice. This wound manifests as difficulty expressing thoughts and emotions, fear of confrontation, or feeling unheard and misunderstood. Some may struggle with speaking up in relationships, holding back their opinions or desires due to... It's 111 here in the afternoon. Where was I? There may be an internalized belief that their voice doesn't matter or that expressing emotions leads to negative consequences. This wound can create cycles of silence, resentment, or over-explaining to feel understood. Physically, it may manifest as chronic throat tension, sore throats, jaw clenching, or thyroid imbalances. Over time, an unresolved throat chakra can result in passive communication, difficulty setting boundaries, or a fear of speaking. Watch for patterns of withholding thoughts, struggling to find the right words, or feeling emotionally suffocated by unspoken truths. And that's kind of the energy your person is in. They have a lump in their throat, blocked throat chakra, and it's causing them to have, this racing mind because internally there's something they want to communicate here, but they can't quite get it out. So it's like it's causing insomnia and a racing mind. I'm actually going to get one more for them. Actually, let's just take a quick look at the zebra. Where are you, little zebra? Young at heart, curiosity about life. This person could do environmental or volunteer work. They could like to travel. Being in the company of a zebra is not only a delight, but also opens our minds. So this person could have really opened your mind too, even just like they could have, not by telling you about spirituality, but by coming into contact with them, you could have went through an awakening. Interesting. It's on page 143, which is I love you. I'm going to get one more for them. And they have the butterfly transformation. And there's a cicada outside, or whatever you call it, which is also about transformation. So yeah, we have the hawk, which is about messages. It is about communication. And this shows the winds are shifting. Listen to that bug. Transformation. So they are going through some sort of shift here in their energy. Vulture. So what you thought was a tragedy or a blessing in disguise, like going into no contact or breaking up. What you thought was a tragedy is actually a blessing in disguise because it's allowing them to awaken. It's allowing them to change. And that's what I was kind of getting at on this journey. It's blocked throat chakra. It's hard for them to change when you're in communication with them. And now we have the turtle. Water energy. I wasn't going to leave you out, water signs. So the turtle is about, it gives me hermit energy for sure, the turtle. But the turtle does talk about someone who's been like kind of collecting. And my take on this card is like how can I put this? It's someone who's collected a lot of life experiences and kind of stored them in their shell. So like for me, for example, I'm someone who collected a lot of life experience, went through a lot of healing, and now those experiences that I went through, I talk about on my channel to help other people heal. But there's also, to me, another meaning of this card of someone who kind of has accumulated baggage that they haven't looked at. And they kind of store it under their shell. They keep storing it away, carrying this baggage. And I feel like right now your person is in hermit energy looking at that. I want to see how they're feeling about you. I know I didn't do that for you, but how are they feeling about you? How are they feeling about you? Oh, yeah, baby. Very interesting cards. We have the deer, Queen of Pentacles energy. So they see you as someone very nurturing, very down to earth, a very good parent if you are a parent or would make a good parent. Beautiful. That's beautiful for how they're feeling about you. We have the sea serpent. So another spiritual card. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say they find you very spiritual, or they know that you've awakened, or maybe when they met you, you were already spiritual. This is also about healing emotional wounds. So this person is feeling like you're someone who's healed emotional wounds, or that's what you're working towards, and you even could have triggered their emotional wounds. And, you know, it could have something to do with childhood wounding, or maybe they know that you're healing parental wounds so that you don't, you know, pass them on to your children. And then we have the buffalo, which came out for you. So they see you as someone grounded yet heavenly. They see you as someone that they could trust, someone very reliable. They could even see you kind of like a spiritual mentor with that Hierophant energy. I'm also getting commitment with the Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant energy here, someone that they could commit to, and you could have triggered that fear of commitment. There goes my solar plexus. That's interesting. I ate a bunch of blueberries. I should be all right. Healing emotional wounds. So this person does feel like you've been working on healing emotional wounds. It also talks about forgiveness. So there could be something that you need to forgive with this person, something that this person needs to take accountability for, that you need to forgive them for. And it does talk about like fear and shame. So this person could have fear and shame about coming towards you. And blue eyes could be symbolic. And then we have the Peacock, which is one of my favorite cards. The month of April could be symbolic. I do feel like this person wants a renewal with you. You know, this is someone who sees you as extremely rare. You could be in glow up energy right now, especially with the energy that was coming out for your cards. You could be like in Nine of Pentacles or Empress energy right now. But this is, you know, they see you as someone who accepts others, who's learned how to accept yourself. Very rare. They see you as someone very rare. I'm hearing irreplaceable. The Peacock. Inner beauty, compassion. So they see you as someone with a lot of inner beauty, not just outer beauty, but inner beauty. And I'm someone that thinks, I believe that your inner world reflects your outsides. So to me, like if somebody, I can't even, like, to me, people are more beautiful when their soul and their insides are beautiful, but maybe that's just me. Confident and kind when in balance. The secret of the Peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. This is how they feel about you. The Peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. And that can be triggering when you accept yourself. I trigger people all day, every day. When you've accepted yourself, that can be triggering for people who haven't accepted themselves. And I used to get triggered by people who were confident. I used to get triggered by people who accepted themselves. I found it very triggering because my shadow self was, you know, my higher self wanted me to accept myself, but my shadow self was fighting it. My ego was fighting it. So I kind of want to let's just get a few of these cards for you. Again, when I don't do face readings, I completely skipped a deck that I was going to use. Hang on. When I don't do face readings, I haven't been using the cards on this table. So I've missed you, cards. I've missed you. So we're going to use this one. And we're going to see what's happening here. I should have done this first. I just saw runner. Watching. This person could be watching you. All right, one more time. I always shuffle 3 times. The chaser. So we have the runner and the chaser. So you definitely could be in that type of dynamic, or you were in that type of dynamic. All right, let's see what's coming out. Let's cut the deck. We have not showing true feelings. Interesting. We have the mask, so not showing true feelings. There could have been a little bit of gaslighting. All right, let's see what do we need to know about this connection, Spirit? What do we need to know about this connection? Oh, not showing me your hand, okay. So we do have unconditional love here. We have unconditional love here. So you could have unconditional love for this person, but unconditional love does not mean abandoning yourself or putting up with bad behavior. And a lot of times on this journey, I'm assuming this is about counterparts. We kind of put our counterpart above us, or we love them more than we love ourselves. That's the point. Like, that's part of the point of the journey, is to unconditionally love yourself. And if you don't unconditionally love yourself, your counterpart may mirror that back to you, if that makes sense. We have separation. I figured. Because you both have withdrawn energies in the animal decks. Sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure about future. So you've got someone missing you here. And it feels like you're focused on yourself, which I like. We have palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth. Love it. So right now you're both in separation, working on stability. Security, growth, endurance. We have coffin, and the coffin talks about endings bring new beginnings. So what you thought was what you thought was a tragedy was actually a blessing in disguise. Growth, change, transition, the butterfly. My solar plexus keeps going off here, and solar plexus does have to do with confidence. So you could both be working on your confidence. I feel like your person, yes, I feel like your person is lacking self-confidence, self-worth. Yes. I love when cards about focusing on yourself comes out, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Take your focus off of them and put it on you. If they couldn't give you stability, give yourself stability. If they couldn't give you unconditional love, give yourself unconditional love. If they couldn't give you healthiness, healthy communication, a healthy relationship, they could have been reflecting back to you that you needed to work on having a healthy relationship with yourself. If they couldn't give you, did I already mention consistency? If they couldn't give you consistency and that's what you wanted from them, give that consistency to yourself. How are you being inconsistent with yourself? So focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So I always get excited when those cards come out, because that's the best thing you can be doing in a separation. That's the best thing you can be doing. And it will align you with what's meant for you. So back to what I was doing. I want to get a few cards for you out of this deck, because I haven't used this deck in a little while. The Empress, first cut. Divine Feminine. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Let's look at the viewer. We have the moon. Ooh, you got double divine feminine energy. Oh my gosh, I might have to pause this and go. I might have to go eat something. My solar plexus is going crazy. So Pisces energy could be symbolic. Intuitive, dreamy, artistic, compassionate, sympathetic, perceptive, tender, humane, sensitive, impressionable. The moon. So divine feminine energy for you coming out twice. All right, trusting your intuition. So let's see what's going on with you. We're just going to get a few cards for you. Spirit, what can you tell me about the viewer? And if this isn't the energy that you're in, this is the energy that you can focus on embodying. Ooh, Empress came out. Magic. Magic. So if you have been thinking about going after your mission, yes, spring into action. Fresh set goals, intentions, coming alive, growth, increasing, new cycle. So that's really positive. We have the Empress, confirmed. Attraction and attractiveness in ourselves and others. So that's something, I feel a little weird talking about this, but I had a really hard time before I started healing, when other people were attractive. And that feels weird to admit. Like, I've only ever admitted that. Well, never mind. I admitted it in a reading the other day. So I've admitted it to lots of people now. But I had a really hard time not feeling threatened by others' attractiveness because I didn't feel attractive. And now I can see attractiveness in a lot of people and a lot of things. Grace, charm, beauty, love, relationships, art, paint, color, something. Magnetism, abundance, pleasure, happiness, the Empress. We have developing over time. Wine, developing over time. So this has been developing, and maybe you're not there yet, but you'll get there. Developing over time, flavor, family legacy, the good stuff, finesse, alchemy, transformed, ripening, ages well. So maybe you're aging well. We do have masculine energy. So you could be working on balancing your feminine and your masculine energy. And you need that masculine energy if you're going to go after your life's purpose or your mission. You need that emperor energy of, I know I'm enough, I can do it, and I'm going to take action. When this card comes out, it can also symbolize that your masculine is on your mind. We have snowflake, perfect, you're perfect. I'm seeing that Instagram video of that actor who does the song, You're Perfect. What's his name? I don't even know his name, but I know the video. Do you know the one I mean? Blink twice if you understand me. Delicate, fragile, pattern, symmetry, precise, handle carefully, exquisite, detailed. So there's nobody like you. There's no two snowflakes that are the same. So there's no one like you. The peacock, remember? And then we have the key. Solutions, intelligence, genius, insight, clarity, open, breakout, liberty, important, pay attention. So you're finding solutions, or you're starting to find solutions. For some of you, you may be struggling to get into this Empress energy, you know, like it's something that you can say you're in, but it is hard to embody. But once you hit it, you know, and I feel like you're developing into that feminine Empress energy. All right. I'm going to get a couple more. You know what's funny is I find that all the things I used to judge in others, I don't know why I'm telling you this. I feel like some of the things I used to judge in others, I know it was more about me than them. You know what I mean? Like, I used to judge people who worked out and went to the gym and things like that. And now I'm one of them. And I used to judge them unfairly because I was insecure, because I wasn't taking care of myself. Does that make sense? Anyway. Oh, that's a little convertible. What do we need to know about you? Do you hear them? Mr. Crow. Mr. Crow is outside. I see symbols everywhere. When I was driving in the city today, there was like a humane trapping animal thing. They, remove rats and things like that. So as I was sitting in traffic behind this truck, there was a raccoon and a mouse picture staring at me, and I was thinking about my animal deck. What does it mean? So the crow, highly intuitive, and do you hear them? As soon as that card came out, they started, Mr. Crow's outside. Remembering your magical power. So we're all born magical, but we forget who we are. A new event or happening, clever problem solver, an omen. So you could be seeing omens. That crow could be your omen. Continuing on. The tree, Hierophant energy, number 5. Grounded, fertility, lineage, health, vitality. So you could be focused on your health right now. Roots, personal growth, past lives, evolving connection to source. Look at you. I love this for you. We have trophy, win, victory, reputation, success, key, experience, merit, goals, recognition. So focusing on your goals right now, very important. You know, try to not see this person communicating with you or union as the prize. You're the prize. Do it for you is what I'm hearing. And we have the Phoenix, death and rebirth, catalytic, a heart awakening, rising up from the ashes, total transformation, complete renewal. Phoenix energy, my favorite. My plant just moved, as if to confirm this. And actually, now that I think about it, right before I started recording, I had a bit of Phoenix energy happening. So you could be having like rushes of heat, and I'm not talking about menopause, heat, whatever. Stars, wishes do come true, peace, miracle, dreams, feeling blessed, hopeful. So there could be something here about going after your dream. Wishes coming true. Interesting. On the bottom, we have the raccoon. And the raccoon talks about an entrepreneur. All right, so I want to see what's going on for your person. I'm just going to kind of ping pong back and forth between you and your person. Once we get to the tarot, though, I'll do a you and them. So we have the element of air, air energy. It is developing. It's developing. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. I also saw the mask. So clearly they're not being... they're not showing you how they feel right now. We also have High Priestess energy, silent, guarded. Tapping into their intuition. The crows are loud out there right now. Actually, when I went out this morning, there was a crow waiting for me outside. I love it. All right, so what do we need to know about your person? What do we need to know about your person? What do we need to know about your person? You saw me shuffle, right? What do we need to... That's insane. You saw me shuffle. What do we need to know about your person? There's a lot of mirroring here. What do we need to know about your person? I'm going to take that. All right. This is very interesting. You saw me shuffle. Developing over time. There's a lot of mirroring here. So if there's something that you need to say, not to this person, I'm not talking about something you need to say to this person, but if you're at a crossroads when it comes to your mission or your life's purpose, there's heavy mirroring here. So the more that you go after your life purpose, the more that you speak your truth, not to this person. When they communicate with you, of course, speak from an authentic place, speak your truth, speak your boundaries. But like if there's relationships in your life where you're kind of holding back or your voice wants to be shared with the world, but you're afraid to share it, there's so much mirroring here that I think it could help this person. We have death, the coffin. So that coffin card came out in the black deck as well. So endings bring new beginnings. Inactive, so right now they're not taking any action towards you. They could have also went through some sort of loss in their life. They're feeling discouraged and defeated. So whether that's about you or it's like a combination of things. Divine guidance. Destiny, spirituality, divine guidance, trials, emotional loss. So they have something about loss here. So they could be feeling the emotional loss of you. And if you were dealing with a runner, it can take a runner a little while to feel that emotional loss, especially if you're in like energetic chasing energy, because they can still feel that push on their energy. Not that they know. My plant just moved again. There's that cicada again. But if they did go through, if they were in runner energy, they could have it could have taken them, like if they're an avoidant, it could have taken them a while to feel the loss of you, but it catches up with them like the shark card. It can't stay down there forever. It rises to the surface. They could have also went through some sort of loss in their life that made them realize something, like going through a loss, losing a pet, losing a family member, maybe even a friend, can really change your perspective and your outlook. We have the snowflake. Do you see the mirroring here? Perfect, delicate, coded, fragile pattern symmetry. You could both be looking at your patterns. Handle carefully. So they know they need to handle this carefully. We have the fish, so they could be very focused on their finances, on their stability. Remember the palm tree. And lately I've been talking a bit about the chakras that start activating on this journey. And the feminines are, from what I understand, the feminine starts in the heart, then goes to the throat, then the third eye, then the crown, then down to the root, sacral, solar. But the masculine starts at the root and works their way up. So like, think about it. They need to work through the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, before they get to the throat where they communicate, then to their intuition. So right now your person seems to be focused on their root chakra, or their, King of Pentacles energy, on their stability, which again, that's where the masculine starts. We have the sun, which is divine masculine, and then we have this, which came out for you, which is divine masculine. So you had 2 cards about divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy. So I feel like you are already working through these, and maybe you're down to your lower chakras. Your person has masculine energy. So right now I feel like they're working on the lower chakras, which again is root, sacral, solar. They got divine masculine twice. We also have divine intervention here. So what you thought was a tragedy is actually a blessing in disguise, because there's divine guidance and divine intervention happening to them right now. Remember the eagle. They're being thrown into the fire for the sake of their own transformation. Ascension, perfect timing. So this is all happening in perfect timing. Our ego doubts the timing. It's allowing you to ascend and rise in divine feminine energy, and it's allowing them to rise into their divine masculine, and that doesn't usually happen when you're together. We also have the archer, so someone thinking about sending a message, being very careful, handle carefully the snowflake, so they know they need to handle this connection carefully. That cicada and the crow out there, the letter C could be symbolic. It's going off out there. And in that, I use this other animal deck, the cicada, am I saying that right? Does have to do with judgment energy and awakening. So implementing a strategy. So they're trying to implement a strategy, and you see this person with an arrow getting ready to shoot an arrow, which technically is the Ace of Swords. So they're trying to implement a strategy, how to approach you. We have the Firefly. So the Firefly, another interesting card, it talks about this like feeling inspired to, send a message, but then if they don't act on it, that feeling dissipates. So they're probably not going to do it until it's very strong. That urge to reach out to you is strong. It does say illumination, so things are being illuminated to them. Self-discovery, self-realization, the cosmic egg. Soul spark, feeling the soul spark between you. Yes, Mr. Crow. Someone exceptional. They think that you're exceptional, the peacock. And then we have the Celtic knot, unconditional love. So it feels like you're both learning how to unconditionally love yourselves. And that's the thing. When people avoid their shadows, hang on, hold that thought. When people avoid their shadows, it's almost like they're ashamed of them. So in reality, they're not. You need to unconditionally love yourself to accept your shadows and work on them. That's why so many people are in denial about their shadows, because they feel judged or they feel shame for having those shadows. And you can't. This is about union, right? So You both need to come into inner union with yourselves before you can come into divine union with each other. Eternal love, infinity, enduring, connected, love of a lifetime. You're the love of their lifetime. So let's see how they're feeling about you. Actually, I'm going to use the same deck. I just want to get a few cards about how they're feeling about you from this deck. How are they feeling about you? How are they feeling? I knew that card was going to come out, Spirit. How are they feeling about you? I knew that card was going to come out. How are they feeling about you? There's a lot of mirroring here. The Star, so no bottom of the deck energy. So this person sees you as someone very healing, Aquarius energy. You could be in the spotlight, but they see you as a wish come true, their wish fulfillment. You could be being like detached with them right now. Oh, you feel like home to them. King of Cups energy, highest form of love there is. This is how they feel about you. Home, belonging, roots, comfort, safety, family, traditions, framework, structured buildings, shelter, boundaries. So this is giving like Four of Wands energy, King of Cups energy. So you could have put up boundaries with this person for sure. Healing, family things, which I said with the Queen of Pentacles or the deer and the emotional wounds. You could be healing that. We have stepping stones for how they feel about you. The process of arrival, step by step, how to, baby steps, progress, spiritual growth. So they're trying to figure out how to baby step their way back here. The process of arrival, how do they come in? What do they say? I feel like they know they need to come in King of Cups energy. They see you as someone who's had a lot of spiritual growth. We have the key. So clearly you hold the key to their heart. They're trying to figure out a solution to this. Insight, clarity. So they're gaining clarity about you. We have, it's developing, communication. Intellectual, you could be very intellectual, and there's different ways to be intellectual. You could be spiritually intellectual. You could be like, there's different ways of being smart. It's more than just book smarts. Idealistic, curious, bright ideas, cold. So they feel like you're being cold with them, or you're not, you're cold, you're detached here. But it's developing. And then this is the one I said I knew it was going to come out. I saw this card as I was saying, how do they feel about you? I was seeing the bridge. Communication. Unite, connecting, integrate, share, collaboration, harmony, compromise, wanting to overcome barriers. All right, so I'm just going to get a few more cards about how they feel about you, and then we'll get tarot, and then we'll get channeled messages, and then you can go. I mean, you can go right now if you really want to. Nobody's keeping you here. We have running. They could have ghosted you. Second chance, first cut. Reconciliation, making amends. I'm only going to shuffle this once. All right. Let's see how they're feeling. Did you guys, I don't know if you can see, but look, I have little Day of the Dead nail art. I like it. Family. So they see you building a family with you. You could already have a family. Maybe you're focusing on your family right now. Divine masculine, interesting. So let's see. That's also giving Empress. Like, look at that. That's giving Empress with the belly. Let's see how this person is feeling about you. Intimacy. One day. Oh, that card makes me sad. Oh, it makes, oh my goodness. So it makes me, this card makes me sad because it's the energy of someone who knows what they want. They know they see a future with you, but they don't feel ready, right? They think one day, sometime, I'll reach out. Eventually I'll tell them how I feel. Eventually I'll apologize. And hopefully they're still around. Hopefully, They haven't met someone else. So it makes me a little sad. Yes, Mr. Crow. Yes, it makes Mr. Crow sad too. So someday, somewhere, another time, you'll come back together. That's how they feel. Intimacy. So they feel this intimate bond with you. You definitely could have triggered their fear of intimacy. Bonding, sensual, confiding. You were someone that they could confide in. We have new beginnings. Try again. New directions. Start over. Someday, somewhere, another time. It's almost like not today. And that shows like lack of, it's either, you know, that they know they need to heal more, or there's lack of confidence there, or fear. And then we have only you. Now I'm hearing that song. Devoted, attached, craving you. They definitely could be watching you. Look at this. It's funny, this card is black and white. So I'm hearing that thing about without you, there's, you know, right now without you, their life is lacking color. They want this new beginning. I'm just going to get a few more. On the bottom, we have depth. So they're realizing the depth of this connection. They see you as someone very deep. Awareness, new awareness of your importance and value. And look at the one little flame. All right, let's get three more. Three more. Commitment. Pain, apprehensive. What did I tell you? I told you. Oh, see, that makes me sad. On the bottom, they have that you're better off without them. They feel like, well, they're gaining new perspective of you, but they feel like maybe you're better off without them, which shows they're kind of beating themselves up a little. We have commitment. Marriage, promises, fidelity. The fox, remember the fox. We have apprehensive, afraid, cautious. Remember I mentioned back pain? That's a back, by the way, if you can't tell. I said it. And we have intuition and inner knowing. They have an inner knowing that one day they want a new beginning with you. There goes, every time I talk about them coming towards you, my solar plexus starts going nuts. Confidence. I didn't see what that car was. Mr. Crow's trying to tell me, but I don't understand. Say it in English, Mr. Crow. All right, on to tarot. I know we took forever to get here. Ooh, that's very interesting to begin with. We've got Capricorn energy, Devil energy in reverse. So this person becoming more self-aware, you know, possibly more self-aware about some unhealthy patterns, wanting to take control of the situation. And we've got anxiously stressed out way, 9 of Swords. This is called The Game of Life, I think, and it's on Etsy. It's like a Monopoly and Life, the game Life deck. So someone could be becoming more self-aware and feeling very anxious about the way or the unhealthy patterns that they were showing up in. We have Justice. It's in reverse. So there could have been an energetic imbalance here, or remember how we had that Mask card and I said there could have been gaslighting? Justice in reverse can talk about blaming you unfairly. So if there were unhealthy patterns playing out here, they could have blamed you for them unfairly. Like, it's not, that's not me, that's a you problem. And, you know, once they realize that they blamed you unfairly, of course, they're going to feel anxious about communicating that with you, especially if they're lacking confidence, full of fear. My video is about to run out. I'll see you in a minute. The Empress. Taurus and Libra. Engagement ring. I do not chase, I attract. So they could also be realizing that you were just trying to nurture them, you know? That's very interesting. That could also be your energy because you had divine feminine come out twice. Actually, now that I think about it, I did see high priestess for your person, which is also a little bit of divine feminine energy in theirs as well. So let's cut the deck and see what's happening. I haven't used this deck in a long time either. These are all my face reading decks. We have waiting patiently, 7 of Pentacles, so waiting for the right time to come in towards you. We have Reciprocity Avenue right underneath, which is, sorry, I'm saying that like you know what it is. That's 6 of Pentacles. I meant to say we have 6 of Pentacles energy right underneath. And the Magician. So waiting to communicate with you, and there's fear, the Moon, there's fear and uncertainty here. And intuitively, you could feel like this is coming, but maybe it hasn't come to pass yet. I don't know why I'm saying that. Galadriel could be important. It has not yet come to pass. Lord of the Rings, if you don't know what I'm talking about. So waiting patiently, you could be, waiting for them to reach out. And when I say waiting, I don't mean you're sitting around doing nothing, sitting in, on your bathroom floor, drowning in Kleenex. That's not what I'm saying. Maybe you are. If you are, I'm sending you a hug. But it feels like you've intuitively known this communication is coming. The thing is I think this is about them waiting for the right time to communicate with you, waiting until they can give you equal give and take and reciprocity, especially if you were someone who said, cicada, especially if you were someone who said, I want equal give and take and reciprocity. I want reciprocal energy. Because maybe they couldn't give that to you at the time, so they could be waiting until they can give that to you. We also have the Magician here, Gemini and Virgo, which is about communication and manifestation. They could be manifesting that you reach out to them, but don't do it. No chasing. Remember that golden egg. You can't chase or push or force it to happen. They've got to do it on their own. So let's start with you, my little butterfly. Let's start with you. Death, transformation, judgment, self-evaluation. Interesting. The Hermit, very withdrawn energy for you. We have Virgo, the Hermit. You could be having a lot of realizations right now. We also have, what are you? Judgment is coming out twice. That just flipped off the top into my hand. So it could be Judgment Day for you. Heed the inner call. Heed the inner call. Your soul purpose, judgment, is what I heard immediately. But judgment talks about a lot of self-evaluation. An awakening. So you could be going through an awakening. We also have death. So going through, that's Scorpio energy. So going through that transformation, my little butterfly. I said, my little butterfly, what's going on with you? Death. So, and this, people can be really scared of tarot cards. And recently, it wasn't recently, it was like 3 years ago, I watched Now and Then for the first time in a very long time. And the scene where they go to see the tarot reader and she's flipping over all the cards and death comes out and they're like, because it's, a lot of people think that it's a very dark card, but there's actually no bad cards in tarot. But anyway, maybe you've experienced a loss in your life, but I see this more as a transformation, you evolving into that butterfly. And we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. So release of self-limiting beliefs. So if you are stuck in your head, 8 of Swords, limiting beliefs, not believing that you can heed the inner call, go after your purpose, you can. You can start by retraining those limited beliefs. So every time you hear anxiety say a limiting belief, say stop it and reword it as a positive belief, and you can actually retrain. Also new perspectives, so you could be gaining new perspectives right now about this connection. You could be trying to surrender it while you go through your transformation, release control over it. I just want to see how you're feeling about them. How are you feeling about them? How are you feeling about them? How are you feeling about them? All right, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is some interesting energy. We've got the Five of Swords and we've got the Nine of Swords in reverse. So for some of you, you could be healing from them. And what I mean by that is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse shows that you feel like something was out of control and it's out of your control. So it almost feels like, based on what I'm seeing, there was some sort of unhealthy pattern happening, or you did everything you could and it's out of your control. Like you tried everything you could to come together with this person. You could have gotten hurt in the process, because the Five of Swords with the Nine of Swords in reverse, and it was the Nine of Swords was upright when I first saw it, is talking about healing and recovery. And Five of Swords talks about self-sabotage. It talks about arguments, mind games, toxicity. So if you were dealing with someone where there was Seven of Swords energy, or there was gaslighting, or they were blaming you unfairly, that can leave you doubting yourself. It can leave you in self-doubt, feeling emotionally confused, double guessing yourself. Is that the term? Anyway. So it feels like right now you are in healing and recovery from some Five of Swords energy with them. You could also be feeling like they self-sabotaged this connection. The fact that this says win or lose way, that's Five of Swords energy. That's a bit of distorted masculine energy. It's about arguments. It's about there can only be one winner. There can only be one person right. This person could have, like I said, with Justice in reverse, could have blamed you unfairly. So you could feel like they need to heal some of those qualities. I want to get one more. The Chariot, listen, the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot are both in reverse here. So you feel like nothing's moving right now and it's out of your control. Like the universe is in control of this. I'm hearing a blue jay. I just happen to have a bird book here. Hang on. Blue jay. Aggressive. That's interesting. The crow. I would definitely say blue jays can be aggressive. That's interesting. So this person could have been aggressive with that Five of Swords energy, and you maybe you had a hard time self-asserting, because the blue jay also talks about the need to self-assert. I want to say self-assert yourself, but that's repetitive. Do we have a crow in here? Crow. There's a crow and a blue jay going on outside. Transformation and change. My dogs are about to bark. So when I grabbed, you saw me grab that, right? That's from a deck that I've only ever used once, and a card came off with it. And I thought, oh, interesting. And before I moved on, I was just going to take a peek at what it meant. Kookaburra. So Australia could be symbolic. Listen, negative energy elimination, energy protection. We've got a blue jay outside I'm talking about how you feel about them. We've got a blue jay outside, which talks about aggressive communication, needing to learn how to assert yourself, put up boundaries. We've got the crow, which talks about change and transformation. And then this talks about being protected from negative energy. And I talked about that when I just spit. I talked about that when I saw 444 on the timer. If you are new to my face readings, they are very long. My battery's going to die. That's interesting to me. All right, back to it. One more card for you. How do you feel about this person? I'm hearing the song The Tower. So this took a nosedive. Like maybe things were going fine and then it became unhealthy. I'm hearing a song. I hope to God you're praying. I hope you... something falling on your knees. What is that song? Praying by Kesha? I hope you find your peace falling on your knees, praying, changing. I hope you're changing. That's what I was hearing. So for how you feel about this person, we have the World in reverse. So you do feel like something is missing in your life without them. Makes sense if you feel this soul connection with them, because they're like, if you're counterparts, they are part of your soul. There could be distance between you right now. Clearly there is emotional or physical distance. You could have met them online. Yeah, my face readings tend to be quite long. Lack of closure. Feeling incomplete. Emptiness. You could feel like this person took you for granted. You could be feeling tempted to give up what you have started. So you could even be tempted to give up this person because there's nothing happening. The wheel is stuck. And you, the crow, you're changing and transforming. All right. Waiting patiently, 7 of Pentacles. All right, let's see their energy. Show me this person's energy, please. Show me this person's energy. You know what else Instagram got me with? Have you seen the weighted stuffies? They had one, it's not exactly like that, but they had a longhorn bull or something, or a whatever they're called. It hasn't come yet, but I can't wait until it does. It's a weighted cow. 5 of Wands in reverse. That's good. So they are in the energy of removing blockages, overcoming obstacles. They are in the energy of wanting resolution, not wanting to fight. Whereas in the past, I feel like they wanted to fight with you with the, that's interesting. They wanted to fight with you with the 5 of Swords, you know. Distorted masculine energy likes an argument. Even if they say they don't like to argue. We have the Hierophant. Change and transformation, the crow outside. So right now this person is in the energy of, I am the source of my own happiness and prosperity. Interesting. That was an affirmation. That's the first affirmation I've seen pop down in this whole reading. So right now they're realizing that they're the source of their own happiness, that they can't rely on other people or outside things to bring them happiness and fulfillment. The Hierophant would speak to some sort of spiritual growth as well. Overcoming, like maybe there was some spiritual growth that needed to happen that was causing blockages. It's also, you know, they've got commitment on their mind. They've got long-term, higher level of commitment on their mind. They could also be getting mentored, or they could have someone helping them to heal, like a counselor or a therapist. Look at that. We have the Sun. Divine masculine energy. We have Leo and Taurus here. So this is someone who is healing. They're seeing the light bulb. And they could be getting help with their healing with the Hierophant from a mentor or a counselor or an advisor. Let's get one more. 2 major arcanas and then 5 of Swords in reverse. Not Five of Swords in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse. So overcoming obstacles. And if this person had healing to do, just like you have things that you need to work on, and they weren't, imagine like a bike wheel. Think the wheel of fortune. Imagine a bike wheel. And like they have healing to do, you have a mission to do. It's almost like sticking sticks in a bike wheel and it stops moving. Like the wheel of fortune stopped moving here for a reason. Let's get one more. One more. One more. We have the Ace of Cups. So they're focused on their self-love right now. They're going through an emotional awakening. Beautiful. Emotional healing is what I'm hearing. Overflowing emotions. So they could be feeling quite emotional, especially with that Shark card. There could be a lot of emotions coming to the surface. Especially as you, like, if this person is starting to heal, you know, that can be an emotional process. Very emotional. I want to see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? I should mention, 10 of Cups in reverse on the bottom of their energy shows inner healing needs to happen. It also shows there could be the opinions of family and friends, meddling relatives, even like parental wounds. That could be the interference. The family interference could be parental wounds. Feeling disharmony, feeling unhappiness, 10 of Cups in reverse. Interesting. Look what came up for how they feel about you. Clarity way, Ace of Swords. Didn't I say it with the Archer? The Archer was holding an arrow, which is a sword in some tarot decks. Feather or a sword can be, a feather or an arrow can be swords, air energy. So they're having clarity about you right now. Ace of Swords. 2 of Cups in reverse. Feeling very emotional over you. So if you're like all of a sudden feeling emotional, you know why. It says soulmates and connection place. And they are having clarity, a realization about this connection. And this one talks about sadness, separation, disharmony, miscommunications, an imbalance of energy. So I feel like they're having a breakthrough about this, that, you know, there was an imbalance. They're having a breakthrough that they do see you as a soul connection, or they feel this strong connection with you. Very interesting. They could even be having a realization about their own behavior. We have the Magician in reverse. So right now this person like struggling to communicate with you. But they could be having a realization, Ace of Swords, about their Magician in reverse energy, which is like someone with Magician in reverse can appear manipulative. Let's get a few more for how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? One more. One more. 2 of Swords. Indecision way. 3 of Wands. Future plans. So this person is planning to come towards you. They're implementing a strategy. They're thinking about taking this connection to the next level. But they have no idea how to come towards you. 2 of Swords. They're frozen with fear, frozen with indecision. So they feel like stuck about how to come towards you. They also could have prioritized work over this connection. 5 of Wands in reverse came out. So they do want resolution. They want to make amends with you. They want to end the conflict. They want cooperation, compromise. They want to come towards you, but they don't know how to do it. And just because it's easy for you, well, I would just pick up the phone and tell that person. Not everybody, like everybody handles things differently. Like I said, I think they've got a throat chakra blockage happening. Let's just get one more for how they feel about you. They're envisioning a future with you. What do we got? We got the King of Cups, highest form of love there is. What's interesting is it says provider of support, and on the bottom we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So it almost feels like this person feels like they can't offer you anything, like you already have everything you need. But the highest form of love there is, King of Cups. This person, you know, knows they need to keep their cool in conflict. They can't emotionally react. And the shadow attributes of the King of Cups can talk about emotional manipulation and low effort. So I feel like this person could be having realizations about that. We have Knight of Wands energy. Messenger of acting first and thinking later. So for how this person feels about you, I feel like they're having a realization, Ace of Swords, that, you know, maybe they weren't putting in enough effort. Maybe they were inconsistent, hot and cold. Maybe, you know, this is very telling to me because we have solar plexus colors and intuitive colors. So right now it's like their intuition is telling them, message, you know, come towards them. But they're lacking the confidence to come towards you, the solar plexus. I just saw 143 on the timer again. They love you. But one of the meanings of the King of Cups is using your head and your heart. So it's like this person, you know, they want to come towards you, but it's almost like they know that once they they need to come in with a solid strategy, not a manipulative strategy, but they need to come in knowing that they can keep their cool. I actually saw the camel while I was shuffling, and the camel talks about, in the animal deck, the camel talks about owning one's reactions. So this could have been someone, justice in reverse, that just blamed you. So this person, you know, I think they're aware. My plant just moved again. I think they're aware that they want to just rush in, but they know they need to come in right. I haven't shown you guys my plant in a while, but here's my little planty. It's the one that's in my over the head readings. It was just like a couple leaves when I bought it. It does move. And I always take that as confirmation for what I'm saying. Let's see their intentions. Let's see their intentions. What are their intentions? What are their intentions? King of Swords. We have a lot of kings coming out. Strength, working up the courage to come towards you. The World in the upright. Interesting. So this person's intentions are to come towards you with truth and clarity and honesty, to communicate something. We have the Queen of Cups. So they want to deepen this connection. They want to come in with compassion and warmth. They want to heal this connection, Queen of Cups. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this person's intentions are to have a renewal with you, to work on this, to invest their time and energy and match your energy. Because for how they feel about you, King of Cups, right? Their intentions, Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups puts effort into love. Eight of Pentacles, putting in effort. Queen of Cups, putting in effort. So this person wants to match your energy. Clearly they see you as a soulmate. We've got a pair coming out. And like I said, King of Swords. Let's see what action they're going to take towards you. But I'm not putting a timing on it. What action are they taking towards you? Six of Pentacles, Reciprocity Avenue. Reaching out. We've got the Queen of Swords on the bottom now. Coming towards you with some sort of truth, which is what the Shark card was talking about. You know, like I said, you could have put up a boundary, or you could have said to them, I know my worth. I know I deserve reciprocity. The Queen of Swords also talks about authentic communication, 444. So you're being protected until they can communicate from an authentic place and value you is what I'm hearing, until they can give you this reciprocity. Six of Pentacles, reaching out. Let's confirm that Six of Pentacles. I also want to see... I want to see what's on underneath that. The Lovers is underneath the Queen of Swords. Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Messenger of romance and invitations. So that is the Knight of Cups. So that's their action coming towards you with their intentions. They're going to make their intentions known. We do have the Queen of Wands as well. So the Queen of Wands, I know that the Queen of Wands usually has a feminine on it, but we're not talking about gender, we're talking about energy. And as far as the Queen of Wands goes, that's about confidence and being open. So this person, their action coming towards you with an offer, stating their intention, wanting to rekindle things. That's just typical. Underneath the Queen of Swords, we had the Lovers. So remember, the Queen of Swords can talk about being apprehensive to approach someone. So they're making the choice, Lovers, to approach you. 218 could be symbolic. Where'd that thought go? Eight of Wands, communication. Quick communication gardens. Open communication. Honesty. The Nightingale. After that lump is out of their throat. Low battery. I need to charge my phone. Underneath the Eight of Wands, we have the Six of Cups. Nostalgia place. And underneath that, we have forward movement gardens. So they are taking action towards you. What is your advice? What is your advice here? What advice do you need? Six of Wands. How perfect. Spirit is just perfect. So we have Three of Cups for your advice. Three of Cups can be about focusing on your hobbies, focusing on the other relationships in your life, your friends, your relationship with your pets even, focusing on your hobbies. Three of Cups. Like raising your vibration, doing things that make you happy. Just wait till you see these cards. It's everything we were talking about in the beginning. So your advice, Three of Cups. Your hobbies may become more important than your main profession. So if you focus on your hobbies, it could turn into something that becomes more meaningful and important to you than your muggle job or whatever. That's what happened to me. The minute that I started doing this, my photography business, I was like, I don't want to take photos. I don't want to edit photos. I just want to do tarot. And slowly I transitioned from photography into tarot. So remember, focus on your hobbies and celebrations and things like that. We also have the Page of Cups, which can be about focusing on your dreams. Development of creative energy. And I pulled out the art stuff for no reason at all. So Page of Cups. And then we have Moments of Glory Gardens, Six of Wands. So that could be about focusing on your confidence, focusing on some sort of online. Like if you have a hobby online, even if you're not looking to, make money from it, you just want to connect with people who are like you, you could start like an Instagram. I like Instagram more than TikTok. And just start sharing your creative hobby and you'll attract people who are into the same things you are. Self-confidence. Embrace your gifts, talents, and successes. It's okay for your light to shine bright and share your achievements with others and the world. It also tells you to believe in yourself. We are all born with a unique life purpose, and those dreams would have never been given to us if we were not meant to achieve them. Six of Wands. Mic drop. That was probably really loud. That's exactly what I was talking about in the beginning of this reading. All right, a few channeled messages from your person. You know what? I'm going to be a good person and I'm going to put these other tarot cards away so that I don't have a huge mess when I'm done. Is anyone else on a fitness journey? Are you a noob? Are you a noob like me on a fitness journey? I want to talk to you. All right. I've recently started weight training, which is interesting. First cut, mirroring. Your soul is a mirror of my own. Thank you for treating me with love and respect. So I'm just going to shuffle this once. And then we're just going to get a few messages. It's 2:22. Oh gosh, I've been here a while. You know what? I have such a hard time shuffling this deck. It's 2:22 and I'm thinking of you. Didn't I look at the clock at 1:11? All right. Let's see what your person wants to say to you. I just saw 1:11 on the timer. What does your person want to say to you? I'll just go one way, once through the deck. What does your person want to say to you? All right. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? This dang banana card. Sexual feelings. You've been on their mind. All the things they want to do to you. Sexual healing. I'm hearing that song as it's sexual feelings, sexual feelings, except I'm hearing it as like healing. Oh dear. Priority. You are no longer an option. They want to make you a priority. Actions match their words. And I think that's why they're not coming in yet, because they know when they come in, they have to make you a priority. Fantasizing. Future plan gardens. Remember? I fantasize about our future together. Our home, kids, vacations. I want it all. And by fantasizing about it, they're manifesting it. Oh, now you guys know when my hands disappear sometimes in the photos, I'm like this. Or in the photos, in the other readings. Surprise. Life is full of surprises. I have something special planned just for you. You are my purpose fulfilled. And the tarantula card talks about claiming life's purpose. And I talked about mirroring. But your purpose, that's about your life mission. You're my purpose fulfilled. You're my sun, moon, stars. You're my everything. Illusion. Lies and illusions held them back from seeing the truth. Unable to see reality. That's what I said. Like maybe this person was like unable to see here. We have twin flame. They know this is a once in a lifetime type of love. You feel like home. You are the one. Guided. There goes my solar plexus again. Guided. My spirit guides are helping me assist in this divine connection, new insight. Budgies, parakeets could be symbolic. Stressed. I am emotionally drained to the point where I'm beginning to shut down. So they've got a lot going on in their mind right now, in their world. 10 of Cups in reverse. External. There's a lot of external things happening in their life right now. Pretending. I'm tired of pretending that I am happy without you. The silence is killing me. Solitude. The silence between us has given me the insight I needed to set my soul free. And unfortunately, that does happen in separation. It can't happen when you're talking to them. Texting. I check my phone constantly to see if you have texted me. So they're picking up their phone, hoping to see a message from you. We have inverted. I know I don't say this enough, but I truly love you. And look, I feel like they're going through a transformation, and it's, you know, we talked about a blocked throat chakra. We talked about the transformation, the butterfly. So I feel like until they're, you know, done with this transformation, they're not speaking up. Psychic, your intuition scares me. How much do you really know about me? That's hilarious. I actually kind of think it's funny when my intuition scares people. Like my kids know I have a very strong intuitive knowing. I don't believe in like intuitively reading people who don't ask for it. Like I wouldn't do that to them. But they know that I can see through them. Comfort zone. I am releasing my fears and stepping out of my comfort zone to come close to you. So, my friends, it was so nice to see you. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will see you on the next time I wash my hair. Bye.